Hi beautiful stars, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Molli-Ween. For today's video, I'm going to be covering the St. James Hotel in Red Wing, Minnesota. Just to jump right in, this hotel was built in 1875 because 11 businessmen got together and they were like, why is there no first class lodging in Red Wing? It is a wheat trading epicenter of the world and people are coming here from near and far. We would really benefit from having first class lodging here. So that is why the hotel was built. A couple of years later, people started to talk about the paranormal occurrences that they were having. It was as early as 1890 that people were claiming that there were spirits haunting the floors of the St. James Hotel. A lot of people believe that there are paranormal phenomena surrounding this place because it was built on top of native burial grounds, which is like just not good. I mean, every time I feel like a place is haunted, you find out that it was built on top of native burial grounds. Just finding that bit of information out, I was like, that tells me everything I need to know. But surprisingly, a lot of the phenomena does not really cover those spirits. It's more other spirits that have visited the area or have lived at the hotel. So I'm gonna dive more into that and I hope that you enjoy. So let's just say hypothetically you were to go visit the hotel and ask the front desk, hey, so I've heard that you have some ghostly encounters here. Where should I stay so that I can experience some of it for myself? They'll lead you to the third floor because in room 310, Clara Lilleblad still haunts the area. She was actually the owner's wife. Diving more into Clara, she was a waitress back in 1914 at the hotel. She caught the eye of the owner, Charles Lilleblad, and they soon fell in love and got married. And she started to look over many aspects of the hotel. One of her favorites was actually the fine dining experience because that wasn't something that they were able to always offer, and so she really loved doing that even though it was expensive to offer those kind of things. But she loved setting up the dining room for those experiences for the guests, and she oversaw a lot of other things too within the hotel. Even till this day, people do claim seeing her in room 310. They see her walking the third floor. They'll also go into the dining room and things have been moved around. They've even seen a table like lift up and move on its own, which is pretty cool. The silverware, certain things will just be set in her perfect image. I think that's really cool. I've actually heard of this haunting at other places too. It's just like everyone kind of has their way of doing it and they want it to be like that even in the afterlife. Clara is definitely a very sweet ghost and she's just trying to make sure the hotel is staying up to her standards. The next ghost that people seem to encounter is actually more malevolent. Malevolent? I feel like I'm saying that word wrong, so if I am, please disregard that. Anyways, the spirit is a little crazy, a little scary. This is a ghost of a supposed construction worker that fell to his death while working on the hotel. There was no date specified on when this occurred, but he is known to haunt the entire hotel. No space is off limits to this spirit, and he causes all sorts of havoc. He is known to push guests, make them feel very uncomfortable. Some people will see him at the top of the grand staircase and all of a sudden he's just gone. He will move things around and he just is a more scary spirit that people have encountered. And now this is more of just like some phenomenon that people have experienced while staying there, and it's not really tied to any specific spirit but just spirits in general. So it could be Clara, it could be the more evil construction worker, or it could just be a bunch of other guests that have decided to extend their stay at the hotel. But people will feel eyes on them when they're walking around the hotel but nobody's there. They'll hear a baby crying in the distance. They've heard ghostly whispers in their ear as they're walking down the hallways. The basement is actually a hot spot for paranormal encounters, as many people, I'm assuming more workers than guests that have gone down there, have seen ghostly faces staring back at them, and they've seen floating heads in the hallways. Just like, oh, so creepy. Those are some of the most scary encounters that I found about the St. James Hotel in Red Wing. The hotel does offer ghost tours tours, and there's also, I believe, a walking tour in Red Wing. So I don't know if it's just limited to the fall time or if it's all year round, but I would definitely give it a try and see if you can get in there if you live nearby or if you're visiting Red Wing for the day. It is a stunning city and I'd highly recommend it if you're someone that wants to play tourist for a day. But that is the St. James Hotel. If you've ever stayed there, please let me know your experiences, if you've seen anything. If you're a paranormal investigator and you investigated this place, I would love to know more about it, especially as a Minnesotan. But yeah, that's today's video. I hope that you enjoy, and don't forget to stay spooky. Bye.